Hello, my name is Matt Leakin, and I am the FLOM representative for the Diocese of Youngstown. I want to share some information with you today about the FLOM Gospel Weekly's Faith Formation Program and how it can be used in a remote setting. Ms. Kelty asked me to explain some of the new features of the program that you may be utilizing at home. So your children may have received hard copies of the FLOM Gospel Weeklies. The FLOM Gospel Weeklies are a liturgical-based catechetical program that uses the Sunday Gospel as the foundation for the lessons. So you may have received Seeds for preschoolers, Promise for kindergarten and first graders, Good News for second and third graders, Venture for grades 4 through 6, and Visions for 7th and 8th grade. Beyond the printed materials, you may have also received digital access to the online lessons of the Gospel Weeklies. So I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to you about the digital access, how to register your access code, as well as how to navigate through the online lessons. So for that, I'd like to share my screen. And to begin, I'd like to share with you our digital edition guide. This digital edition guide will provide a lot of valuable information to you, and this is available on the digital platform of the Gospel Weeklies. The most important information is the how do I register for the digital FLOM Gospel Weeklies. The web address is flom.zinioapps.com/signup. At this point of the website, you will need to register by typing in your digital access code. You should have received an access code that looks similar to an email address, but it contains a lot of numbers. That will be your unique access code to the digital FLOM Gospel Weeklies. You'll also need to create a password, and it is preferable to use your last name as the password. This way, if we need to find your password for future access, it'll be a lot easier for us to find that. And after you've completed that process, you'll have access to your digital lessons. If you are a parent with multiple children in the program, after you've registered one child, you will need to log out and re-register or register another child. So each of your children will have unique access codes. After you've completed that process, you will then have access to the digital FLOM Gospel Weeklies. And for today's purposes, I'm going to be using Venture as an example. Once you're logged in and registered, this is what you will see on your screen. You will see the digital edition guide. You will see your Unit 1 student lessons, and you will see your Venture What the Church Believes and Teaches handbook. So these are the student materials for the first 8 lessons or the first 8 weeks of the program. You would begin by selecting the student lessons, and the student lessons can be viewed in a variety of ways. First and foremost, on your screen, we are in page view. It is titled page view, where you would be able to scroll to the left or to the right to view the lessons. A table of contents is provided and are hyperlinked where you can click to get to a specific lesson. You can continue clicking to the right and it would give you the next 2 pages of the lesson. Now, if you'd prefer, and if depending on the device that you're using, you can use this on a tablet, a smartphone, a laptop, or a desktop. There's the option for a full screen view. And you can also zoom in or zoom out to view things more clearly. If you are in full screen, you can press the escape button and it goes back to the normal view. You have another option to view, and that is called article view, which would take the lesson and convert it to more of an ebook where you can scroll up or down to read the lesson. So this would be more like if you are familiar with a Kindle, and you can scroll up or down on the lesson to read through it and complete the lesson. So depending on your preference, you could use the menu on the left side of your screen to toggle between page view or article view. If you are using the digital lessons and you'd like to complete an activity, this first page of the Venture lesson has an activity to complete. You would need to print this page by selecting the print icon and selecting page 2 to print. So you would select a custom print of page 2, and it would give you the option to print just that page. If you have the hard copies of the student lessons with you, it's likely that you wouldn't have to print from the digital program. What the church believes and teaches is also provided to the students, and that book is used in every lesson. Now again, as I back out to the main menu, you're going to see titles that are available just on my login as a FLOM employee. But again, your student would only have access to their student materials. They would select their What the Church Believes and Teaches handbook, and they can go out to whichever page is referenced for that particular lesson. It is a very simple platform, very user-friendly, and the first time you enter this section of the lessons, the digital lessons, I just encourage you to play around with it and familiarize yourself with the menu on the left side of the screen. After the students have completed their lesson, Ms. Kelty has asked that each student completes an online quiz to ensure that the students have completed their lessons each week. The online quiz can be found at flomweeklies.com. That is the main website for the Flom Gospel Weeklies. And if you can see on my screen, I have 2 tabs open. One is for the Flom Weeklies website. The other is for the flom.zinio apps website. There is no password or username required for the Flom Weeklies website. The online quizzes and family support is all available with no username or password. The browse button at the top of your screen will give you an access point to resources for families. You select resources for families. This is going to give you a list of resources that you'll be able to use each and every week. Ms. Kelty has asked that each student completes their online quiz and send it to her. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've selected the online assessment section of the website. I would select my student, or the student would select their age level, their quiz. And on this screen, the quizzes are listed at the bottom of the page. So you can see here September 20th through November 8th are currently listed. If you select that date, it gives you the option for an online assessment. And once you're in the online assessment or the online quiz, there are a few fields to fill out. So the first, your student, your child, would fill in their name. Second, they will fill in the email address. And Ms. Kelty has asked that every student send their responses to hfccd@yahoo.com. hfccd@yahoo.com. The students would then fill in their answers to the questions. They would actually fill in the correct responses, not just type answer. And then they would click submit. Once they've completed the lesson, it would say, thank you, we hope you enjoyed the lesson. This will automatically send the responses to Ms. Kelty to that email address. Again, hfccd@yahoo.com. And that would ensure that they know that your student has completed the lesson. Beyond the weekly quizzes or the online assessments, going back to the family resources page, I want to make parents aware of the fact that we do offer parent teaching pages. And these are simple, easy to use lesson plans that you can use alongside your child. If you click Discover, it'll open a page containing the first 8 lesson plans for each age level. So we'll just show one example here. We'll show Good News, September 20th. We provide a Sunday gospel background, just background information for you as an adult to learn about that gospel story. And then we break the lesson into 3 sections: share experiences, discover gospel and doctrine, and live the gospel. This will be repeated every week throughout the entire year. So the same 3 sections will help the children understand and connect their lives to the gospel story. It'll help them learn about the gospel and the doctrine and apply that information to their lives. So it's a very simple outline. It is written for a one-on-one setting, so that if you sit down at the kitchen table or if you sit down with your son or daughter, you could follow this guide and work through the lesson together. There are no time frames provided, so you can work through it at your own pace. Beyond the parent teaching pages, there are a few other resources here that you can check out. Again, no password required. There are areas of our website that do require a password, but for parents, everything here will be not behind a password wall. And you can also watch weekly videos that will help enhance the lessons as well. So be sure to check out the weekly videos. Your children might enjoy watching a YouTube video that relates to their Gospel Weeklies lesson. So that's something that you can tap into every week or just use however you'd like. But right now, the September 20th lesson has several videos provided. And depending on the age level, there might be additional videos to watch. So that completes the explanation of the Flom Gospel Weekly's Faith Formation Program, the digital lessons and use at home. I want to thank you for your commitment to teaching your children the faith. This has been a very unique year with COVID-19, and teaching your children about Jesus and about the Catholic faith is very important. So thank you for your continued support of your children as primary catechists of your children. This is a wonderful way to learn alongside your child. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you.